John Krasinski from The Athletic. Troy, welcome. Can you take us through your summer a little bit and just kind of how it ended up that you ended up landing here and what brought you this way?
Summer was, obviously we finished up season, and I just kind of went into summer just not really knowing where I was going to go. I didn't really have any, you hear a couple things here and there, but nothing was for sure. And then first day of free agency, I got a call from the Timberwolves, and they were very adamant about having me here. And so I felt like it was a good opportunity for me, and I'm very happy to be here. So,
what did you like most about the fit that made you want to go for it?
I love Coach's style of play. We played them in the play-in game. We played them a couple times during the year when I was in LA, and just the way they move the basketball, the way they drive and kick, even how they play defense, just the philosophies and stuff like that. I feel like it definitely fits my versatility. You can see the guys on the team, we have a lot of length. So, yeah.
Troy, talking to some of the staff, they're not just excited about you as a shooter offensively, but also as a playmaker. How do those two elements of your game kind of fuse together, playmaking and shooting?
Yeah, I think for me, honestly, it lets me play more free. I feel like as a three-point shooter sometimes, like you don't get shots. That's just what it is, and maybe guys are getting to the basket. Maybe it's just not your night or whatever, but I feel like for me personally, being able just to play make, and I love passing. I love watching other guys score off of an assist. That's more of my style of play. It definitely just gives me more confidence to play, and, I'm very excited about it. They've definitely been letting me pass it in practice, so I just feel like myself, and I feel very confident. So.
Troy, Chris Hine from the Star Tribune. You had a number of guys on the Lakers last year who were here in Minnesota. When you were going through the process, did you reach out to any of those guys and kind of ask them what it was like to be here, or did you just kind of come to it on your own?
No, I think for me personally, I just wanted my own dialogue of the situation, my own thought process of it, especially just because we're all different players. We all have different fits for different teams and stuff like that. And so, of course, like when guys get traded, you obviously ask them about the teams and stuff like that. But from coming to Minnesota, I just wanted a clean start and just wanted to get my own idea of the organization.
And, I imagine you do this when you're in free agency. You kind of look at, what the depth chart might look like,
Right.
Where am I going to get my minutes, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you kind of view that situation, that competition as you enter training camp?
I think that's what can make us really good this year is just our depth. I think we have a lot of guys with a lot of talent, with a lot of versatility, and I think being able to make sure that we're on top of our games because somebody else behind us could possibly take our minutes is something that keeps teams honest and keeps everybody working hard. And so I don't mind it, but yeah, I mean, if anything, like I said, I think it's going to make us really good this year.
Coach Finch had talked about that he saw some of your college film, too, in terms of being a playmaker, and you said you were playmaking back then, too. Are you, can you be a classic one sometimes? Are you more of a 1-2, even bordering on a 3 sometimes? When it comes to the NBA.
Yeah, I played point guard my whole life until I got to probably like college. So I definitely am used to playing point guard and having the ball in my hands. I like being more of like a triple-double threat. I feel like just based off of the way the league has progressed and what teams have need, I've had to adjust my game to be 3-and-D. But like I said earlier, I just feel like passing the ball, being able to rebound and push it, and still being able to play defense, shoot threes. It just lets me play an overall game to where like I feel like I have more control over it, and like I said, my confidence is sky high.
In LA's system, who did you guard mostly defensively?
Usually more of the shooters. Usually more so like chasing guys off of screens, and more so of trying to like top block screens. Like if we play like Golden State, I guard like Klay Thompson or guys like that.
Right.
More using my length. So.
And you've had experience with AD, obviously, as a shot blocker, funneling, so that. They have Gobert here.
Yeah.
It's kind of similarities there to that extent.
Yeah, for sure. I think just being able to know you have somebody behind you that can block shots, it definitely changes your defense, and definitely just as a defender gives you a lot more confidence, especially knowing, we have a defensive player of the year under his belt and that, he's there to protect the rim. So I think it definitely helps a lot.
Troy, you found out certainly in LA about playing off of stars and like just kind of playing that role. Like what what is key for you? Why can you excel in that? And I mean, you come here, Ant, Cat, and there's going to be guys with gravity that
Yeah.
maybe can open things up for you.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things for me personally. Like, I try to pay a lot of attention when I watch film to both sides or all sides of things. So, like, maybe Ant has the ball on the wing and I'm up too far in the corner, and if I would have just slid down just a little bit, it would have gave him enough space to score. Just stuff like that, to where it's like I try to look at the overall game of basketball, not just what I'm doing on the court, in order to help other people. And I think that helps me a lot, just because, like I said, I did used to play point guard, so I can kind of see it a little better. So it definitely helps me on the wing.
Troy, you mentioned being attracted to Finch's style of play, but as an opponent, when you were playing against the Wolves last year, what stood out about this team? What made them a difficult team to play?
I would just say the relentless ball movement during some times of the game, especially with the second unit. They force you to make rotations, and I think that at this level, that is a huge thing. You know, when you see the ball flying around and you're forcing guys that don't want to play defense to have to rotate and stuff like that, I think it really puts people in a bind, to where it's like everybody has to be on their high horse and ready to rotate, and sometimes guys aren't. So I think it definitely puts a lot of pressure on teams. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.